Is there a better way? As I look over life and I look at the problems, the illnesses, the disease, the hunger, the way of life, I always, or I started to refer to our living situation as many of the greats like Dr. Olmos and others have referred to our living as living in a maze, like rats. And when you think about rats who live in a maze, they have to be fed, they have to be cared for. But any animal that is out in nature cares for itself, doesn't need a man to feed it. And we are like rats in a maze where we have to have our water provided for us, our food and our shelter and our clothing. And we have rested upon this being natural when it's very, very unnatural. It rips away your God-given rights and power of existence. These people even give you, like we've lost our natural ability to know what is right to put into our mouths. Like not most, all animals know I can eat this, but I can't eat this. I can eat this, but I can't eat this. We have created pets out of animals and have them eat things they normally would not eat. And usually the things that we feed them are okay. Their digestive tract can handle it. I think if you give a dog chocolate, it'll kill him. So that's like, there's some things that we can feed pets that can kill them. And they become so domestic that they depend upon us to feed them and take care of them, and they have this a bond that's been created. But that same thing has happened to us. We have masters who wanted to be gods. We depend upon them, and they've done it in many ways. When we've become sick, they come to mend you back together. Now, they can, this system can keep you alive, but it can disable you at the same time as they're keeping you alive, knowing that they have better techniques to assist you. And for all my people who look like me in the streets, who've been shot, when the doctor says he's got to cut you from your sternum to your penis, understand that's not always the case. And I would dare to say not normally should it be the case. But understand, when they get a chance to work on you, They are experimenting at the same time. They're learning your limitations. They're learning things about your body because you willfully are depending upon them when you get on the table. And that's the same thing when it goes for our women. When they're giving you, you're having a baby, and they said, we have to give you the procedure. I forgot what it's called when they cut you from your vagina to down that little space between your vagina and your butthole. And they say because we have to give more space for the baby. Or when they say they have to give you a C-section, where we saw the man with the woman. I don't know if they gave her a C-section or she had a C-section, but she was in a procedure. Black woman was on the table. Or, I hate to use the word black because it's a name they gave us, and black is status. And in this realm, it is to discredit and dispower us as people. But a melanated woman is on a procedure table, and the person who's doing the anesthetics, no, not anesthetics, giving the sleeping agent is putting his penis in her mouth while she is sedated. It is, the system has been able to manipulate the very roots and grounds of your existence that was given to you. If you want to call it God, if you want to call it the universe, if you want to call it the Creator, Yahweh, you have a responsibility that has been ripped away from you. You have power and rights that have been ripped away from you. All in the purpose for you to willingly, because you're born into it, and you're born into giving up your rights, your power, your natural instinct of self-preservation over to another man, to another master, to another God, a false God, but another God. And we haven't taken notice that what is wrong when we look at, crime, when we look at disease, when we look at homelessness, when we're looking at the problems, the unnatural problems of us as people, we're not questioning this system. It is so clever because it has us question ourselves. What you're doing wrong, what you're practicing wrong, what are the things that you need to change. But it never leads you to the places of the source of the problem. And our minds have been constructed in a way, and we're not questioning. We think it's all natural. We think going out and turning up on weekends is natural. We think going to work and creating profit for a few is natural. We think buying our products that we like is natural. We think these houses that they build out of cheap material, and it's killing us because of mold or radiation, is natural. We think having fake foods that they're crushing bugs up to substitute for meat. We, is natural. We think that, the water that we drink out of bottles, excuse me, is natural. And we have to understand water is alive. You must consider everything that's inside of you is alive. So gold is inside of you. Platinum, silver, water. There are minerals that are inside of you. There are things, elements that are inside of you. But the way you've been taught to be obedient. You've been taught to move. You are the first robot because you have been programmed to obey. You have been set in motion to build an artificial world where you lose. It's all rigged, and it's all meant for you to lose. It's not meant for you to win. It's meant for you to lose. And then you participate in that loss. You send your kids to schools that are deficient in teaching. Anything we're practicing, mainly in the system, is deficiency. They come out of a place where they've dug in the ground. They've know the truths about history and how people behaved and what people did, where we only get the secondhand information from them. Understand, you've been taught to be, to believe, to move, to act in certain ways. Nothing's by mistake. Ghettos are not by mistake. Rich neighborhoods are not by mistake. The 1% is not by mistake. Harvard is not by mistake. Black and white is not by mistake. And you pick out of the things that I named where the problem lies. What is the problem? And then ask yourself, how did the problem come to be? As the system will tell you, it is working on solving the problem. And this is the hypnosis, part of the hypnosis that you're under. The hypnosis of authority. You then don't question. You don't think about solutions because you're depending on a master to give them to you. You have become so childlike that you don't even realize they make you believe you're so sophisticated. You're in an age of wonder, and you're in an age of stupidity. You're in an age of slavery. You're in an age of bowing down. You're in an age of willingly grabbing your ankles and taking phallus every day. This is the age. It is not you who goes to space. It is them. It is not you when you're watching a football game. We gonna win. It's not you. They got you believing in things that are not you. You're not going to get the Super Bowl ring. You're not going to get the gold football trophy. You're not going to get, I don't know what they give for soccer, but whatever the trophy is, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get the pay. You're not going to get, but you will get the problems of being a human in the system. As you see, even though they make a lot of money, they run into major problems with women, with money, with people, with property, with shiny shit. It's not like shit just evaporates for them, because they're still in the system, and someone, a master, still signs their check. They don't sign their own checks. The control is real. We live in an artificial world that's been made for us, especially people who look like me. And for us, it is because we are native to the land. Our parents, our great-great-grandparents, our great-great-great-great-great-grandparents are native to this land. They are from this land. And we had to be convinced that we were something else. We had to be convinced that we were African. We had to be convinced that there are certain things that happened in this land as our land was ripped away from us, as our power was ripped away from us, as our systems of governing ourselves, living here for thousands of years, staying in balance with the land, staying in balance with the animals, staying in balance with the air and the water, staying in balance with our existence for thousands of years, not creating ripples of destruction in the existence of our people, taking care of our families, knowing what it was to be men, knowing what it was to be women, knowing what it was to be children. As this system rips all that away and creates a bubble of abnormalcy into normal. They have been doing that for some time. They just didn't start. You were born into it. So, people who were born in it 2003, 2000s, 98, it's, you are unable to question your master. A lot of you go and get master degrees. Right. Master's degree. Not your degree. Master's degree. Where you are mastered to build for the master. I don't know how many people will watch this video and think there's nothing wrong with what's going on. But this is what has caused us to be where we are, because for past generations, we have not taken the actions that are needed. Should shit be burning? Yes. Every time there's a shit storm, the system knows how to quench that shit storm. When y'all start to get out of hand, we start to get out of hand, when we start taking it to the streets, when we start burning shit, when we start destroying shit. But understand, we never get to the main course, which is the main people who has put the fuckery in motion. They never get touched. You don't even know their faces. You don't even know what they look like. Most of you don't even know their names. But we're coming to a curb, to the bell, to the place where we must be willing to take responsibility, and we must not be afraid. We must be willing to uphold self-preservation. For all the people who talks, I hear people talk about God, and God tells me this, God tells me that. You telling me God didn't tell you that what was outside your fucking door and inside your house was on levels of fuckery of unbelievable magnitude? Unbelievable. Oh no, God told me to get this car. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, God told me that, He blessed me. Listen, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Because I don't think God is stupid. And if God is blessing and talking and giving and discernment is happening, but this fuckery is happening, this shit is happening every day as soon as you came into the world, and God didn't put you on, something is terribly wrong. It is time that you really reconsider and take a good look at yourself and what is going on around you. And what is the truth? This is key. What is the truth? What is the truth about your life? What is the truth about what God is giving you on the planet? What is the truth about the planet? See, you don't have any truths because you don't dig nothing up. You don't look for nothing. You haven't, our ancestors have left history in the ground. They have left history in the rocks. And we so busy trying to live in the shadows of ancestors. If it be, want to be, we jump on this whole, the Egyptians, because the Egyptians was the shit. Oh, this is us. That's our people. Because they was the shit. But you shit. You are shit now. They may have been the shit, but this system has made you shit. And you're living in shadows. This nation was a kingdom of our people. And they made it where it was not great. It was like, oh, they were savages. These people were living like, backwards. When these people living on this land was living marvelously. The soil on these United States of snakes, they understood the quality of this land. And this is why they took it. This is why they manipulated it. This is why, they used a currency and built banks to steal it, and created laws and trusts and endowments and non-profits. They created laws to keep you subjugated, confused, bumping into each other, cutting each other's throats, while they take the profit, while they take the land, while they leave your children and your next generation's impoverished situations, while you willingly participate in helping them to fuck your life up, willing to go to prison and spend 50 years, willing to be in their programs and follow their rules that were made to cut your throat. And then you're willing to uphold those rules. Their laws are meant to kill you. And when I see people who look like me in certain positions, my goodness, they just uphold that position. They are the fucking embodiment of the position. You would think they white. You would think they really like made and created the position. You would think that, they're the ones who are benefiting from it the most. It is the level of hypnotism, the level of being subservient, the level of adopting the nature and the culture of these people, the level of dependence, the fact that you are pets is astounding. And the fact that no one, and the few that question, the few that have come along to give you a truth, you're too busy feeding your faces, jerking your whackers, having sex, chasing girls, getting high, chasing your career, going to school. I mean, everything that you do has been placed in front of you to divert you. All of it. Every single bit of it. And we are now in an age of shots, pox, and there's more to come as they ravage your existence, as they bring in a cryptocurrency, as they are willing to fully take over your existence, and you will stand by and allow them to, because you believe, oh, they're too powerful, or they're the ones in control, or I like my shiny shit. I like the way I live. I don't want to have responsibility. I don't want to have to take control of my life. I don't want to have to take control of my family. Understand what your ancestors did. They were in control of their nature, of their lives, of their families. They had to give it their all. They wasn't deciding, oh, what shirt I'm gonna wear to look good to go out on a Friday night. They was concerned about my child. What am I gonna learn and teach my child? He's coming up on a particular age. He and she needs to understand this. They need to know this. What is my wife? When I say my wife, is she happy? Happy because I'm making sure that they're protected, that I'm laying down a foundation for my family to walk on. We're not even thinking like that anymore. Oh, I gotta get this haircut, this hairstyle. I gotta color my hair. people who look like me getting fucking blonde mohawks, blonde hair, unless you was born with it. Because understand, we do have the ability to create all colors of the spectrum of human nature. But when you're trying to, create it, you're in a bad place because your mind is fucked up. And because nobody's telling you, because there are no real men in the world who stand in the shoes of a man and say, hey, nah, that's fucked up. That's not the way. And then if you would have a man who tells you, hey, that's fucked up, be it a man to man, telling your boys or telling your girl, you don't want to get the grief of them telling you, oh man, come on, what is wrong with you? You stupid, son. Come on. You ain't no real man. You're able to be broken down. The system has put in fail-safe systems through people, weaponizing people to break you down. And the few that come out, the few that do it, the few that stand their ground, the few that stand in their manhood or womanhood, the few, and mostly, if you notice, they kill the men. Because there have been sisters who stood out in the fray too, but they don't kill them. They don't kill them. They kill the man because the man is the dangerous one. The man is the one that will create change, that will create and build, that will cause chaos to be broken. They are the danger. So the man is the one that must be changed. Changed to be gay, changed to be less than, changed to be an alcoholic, changed to be a sex fiend, changed to be a chaser of fame, changed to be worshiping sports, changed to be fat, changed to be a womanizer, change that there has to have a change must occur. Because understand, when you put it down for your woman and your family, it's one of the greatest things that you can do. Because that legacy, that bloodline becomes something that will go on and that people will not easily be able to come into and manipulate and break. It took them a long time to do what they did, though. They have been working at this for some time. From killing us, poisoning us, educating us, sexualizing us, making us consumers, you name it. They have put some work into what they have done. Because we have not gone down easily. They have put infiltrators. They have put, they have really. I used to watch a couple of people, who looked like me, and I realized they were infiltrators. They're not, like Al Sharpton's, Jesse Jackson's, Professor Truth's. There are people infiltrated who have been infiltrated from their soul. And they are sent out to then infiltrate us. and they'll do some worthy things, but they won't do the thing of solution, the thing of power, the thing that shows you your enemy. They'll talk in ways that make you feel like, yeah, they're protecting me. They're real. You know, the brother who made the Hidden Colors series. He made a good series. I mean, he made some good information. He made you feel good. He tapped on the door of the system of supremacy, but he didn't tap on the truth. He did with all this research. He didn't tap on the truth. He didn't tap on, yo, we're not from Africa. Marcus Garvey, brother was hard, but he was used to get us to believe, to move back to Africa. You hear Africans tell you that you're not from Africa. And the reason why we're so fragmented and disorientated is because they have fragmented our existence. Everybody has a nation. So you can find a little Chinatown, you can find a little Italy, you can find a little Russia, or you can find a whole Jewish community, because all these people have nations. Our nation is right under our feet, have been right under our feet. We are people who share the same hue around the world. And we all belong in different places. And this system has ravaged us around the world. Part of the ravishing is being able to ravish your mind. They've ravaged our existence. We then, in turn, have ravaged our children's existence. It is time to create a different, the truth. Yes, the truth of existence, the truth of who we are, the truth of what we must do, the responsibility that we must hold. What we practice in our life is a whole lot of fuckery. And just because we love it and we think it's okay and we think it's right, we think, it's fine to create the foods that we create. We think it's fine to, sell cakes and do a lot of the things that we just think is natural. It's all been weaponized. It's all been weaponized. And they've woven in making your life better to weaponize you against yourself, to make you more accepting of the things that they offer, like cutting you up in surgery and taking shit out of you and adding shit and saving your lives. Because when somebody save your life, you believe me, you mentally go into a fucking place of dedication of you fucking listen. These doctors tell you XYZ, you gonna follow them to the fucking letter. They have you. And so, and we're not questioning, we're not creating. They took away thousands of years of medicine, of herbs, of diet. They took it away. We were not walking around fucking sweet diabetics. We wasn't walking around with fucking crazy cholesterol. We wasn't walking around dropping dead from heart attacks. There's shit that, we walk around with that we think, oh, it's normal, it's natural, it just happens. This is part of what happens. We wasn't walking around selling pussy, being pimps, pimps up, hoes down. We wasn't doing that shit. And oh yeah, well, we were getting high. we we got high with purpose, not for fun, not to run away from our problems, not to go into a safe place, not to deal with the childhood trauma. We did it in circles of growth. We did it in manners to pierce into the future, to answer questions as medicine. Nothing in this system of fuckery is by mistake. Even in the way we worship, not by mistake, created very much of a control. I would say really one of the, I used to listen to a lot of people. I'm going to put out Dan Calloway. The brother has got some provoking information that he is here just to make you think, and he will make you think. Every day I wake up as a man, I wake up on fire. Fire to love, real love. Fire of shaking shaking and taking off and purging the shit that these people have placed into me. Willingly talking to myself and asking myself what it is that is real, what is it that is abnormal, what is it that is artificial. Really asking myself and looking at myself of what I like, and as a like Chinese food. You can't go into Chinatown and find one black business. You can find Chinese or Asians selling hair, selling Chinese food, selling pizza. Some of them even sell soul food. You cannot go to one Chinese enclave in America and find your black ass there making money. They won't let you. They won't let you. We have to bring question to everything. You know, they put it in our faces. I was looking at Ford Truck, the Ford Foundation. They go hand in hand with the Rockefeller Foundation. The Rockefeller Foundation goes hand in hand with the Rothschilds. These are circles within circles within circles that are operating inside your sphere of existence. These companies are all connected. Their tentacles seem separate, but they all roads lead back to Rome. We have to, wake up. They even, made that phrase famous. And again, they put things in front of you. Wake up. Woke. To be, for them is, enlightened. The illuminated ones. Excuse me. We are operating at DEFCON 5 every day. Every day, men who look like me wake up should be on DEFCON 5. Not on what sneakers I'm going to buy, not on what alcohol I'm going to drink, not on what brand, what strain of weed I'm going to hit, what strip club I'm going to, what person that looks like you I got a problem with. All this stuff has been, again, created. You ain't gonna never stand up to your enemy who comes into your community, who's raping, pillaging, killing, for years. You ain't gonna never look at the record companies and be like, oh, they need to go. You ain't gonna never look at the banks and be like, oh, they have robbed us from day one. They need to go. You go in the bank with a smile on your face. Your kids want to make records with a smile on their face. You will teach your kid how to play in the NFL with a smile on your face. You teach your kid how to shoot the basket with a smile on their face. And understand what it takes to shoot a basketball. The mathematics for your mind to work out, to hit the rim from a distance, to throw a ball into another player's hands. There are a lot of skills that they have utilized. And understand, if you use those same skills to kick their ass, understand what you would be if you woke up every day understanding your responsibility. A lot of these preachers, they working for the government, taking your power, keeping you in a nice little comfy place. We walking around talking in tongues with our what? Showing no power. Being siphoned, being fucking leached off of you. And you willingly wake up on a Sunday and play this game. Talk about how holy you are, how many of you talk about you know this, you know God. You don't know no God. You know your master. You know he made a nice shiny car for you. You know he made nice shiny rings and chains for you. You know he made some nice shoes and suits for you, and shirts and name brands, and You know he built you a house that he charged you fucking outrageous amounts for, that the bank can take, that the bank can take. But you okay. You know he makes you pay insurance and don't give you shit back, yo. You can not have a fucking accident for 20 years. You think you're gonna see some of that money back? You paying $200 every month for 20 years. Do the math, yo. Do the math. And then these same companies will turn around and tell you, yo, we're hurting. And you stupidly be like, yep, they're hurting. But when they want to purchase each other for $23 billion, $48 billion, they come out their coffers out the ass and oh yeah, we just purchased this company, we merged. And the merger is just because to make things easier. Because they were already fucking operating together. They were already moving together. Yo, I'm just saying, part of the solution is you got to change the operation of your mind. You got to change the operation of yourself and how you see the world. You got to see the world as truth, because when you start to see it as truth, then you start to understand how you need to come at it, how you need to operate in it, how you need to start to construct it, how you need to come into obedience to your existence. This is what is important. The universe, the world is a wondrous place. You are beautiful, wonderful people, and you are charged with the responsibility of taking care of this world around you. And when I say the world, listen, there's the things that man made, and then there's the thing that God made. And what they've done is they combined it both into one thing. Like, you don't even see the difference. You don't even walk out your house and appreciate the air. You don't even walk out your house and appreciate any greenery, especially when you live in these compacted cities. You don't walk out and appreciate the wildlife. You know, for a lot of they taught you that wildlife is nuisance. If a bear attacks somebody, the bear's gotta be killed. You're on the bear's land. You're in the bear's habitat. You're in the cougar's habitat. You're in the lion's habitat. You're in the yo, fair game. You fucking hunt us. You don't think sometimes I'ma hunt you? Oh, now they teach you. Oh, kill it. Kill it. If the whale kills somebody in the ocean, what they gonna tell you? To kill it? We have to find the whale because, and understand, when the whales are attacking people. Whales are the biggest animals on the planet, the most majestic animals on the planet. And they see people, and now they like, I gotta get that ass. That's saying something. Monkeys. I mean, they're mischievous, they do their thing, but trying to take the babies, trying to, attack older people, attacking the weak. You better get your world up under control and stop letting these fuckers control it for you. Polluting the water, dropping tons of trash in it, dropping oil in it. Come on, man. We don't know what to do with the trash. You know what? Stop making shit. Stop making hazardous shit. It's that simple. But see, for most of you, your minds ain't even gonna think like that. You ain't even gonna go like, oh, wait. This is another thing. The world's overpopulated. Overpopulated with shit. Right? Overpopulated with the shit they made. They're digging up the planet, using the resources. How many washing machines do you need? Or they, you know what? When they first started making shit, they used to make shit that lasts. But they was like, there's no profit in that. So we gotta make shit that breaks. We made shit efficiently. Um, what's that brother's name? Um, the real McCoy. The real McCoy was a brother, and he was the one who made like the pistons, the oiling pistons on the train. When the train wheel moved and it kind of went back and forth. He's the real McCoy. That's the real McCoy. We just we're in a land of fuck, extra fuck. And this is the time. This is the time to come out of it. This is the time. This is the time. And we must move as a people. We must understand that, when we move with other people, the possibility that they will turn around on us is always great because they've always done it. We've had people work with us. We've had people go into other people's movements, and they turn on us. And we have to learn not to even turn on each other. Because we turn, and then when I say turn on each other, understand that shit is close to home. Mothers turn on their kids. Fathers turn on their wives and their children. We've been taught to turn on each other. You as a family are one of the strongest and most incredible bonds there is in the world. And when those families make communities, you create order. There's not this dismay. There is no scratching your head about little Rakim is gonna fucking come and rob your house. Because you have cohesiveness. See, there are simple things that bring order. They got you believing in chaos. They got you believing that this is normal. When you are taking care of the children, they are not fucking raping, stealing, drugging, because they have something to look towards. They have a future to look towards. And they get us believing that talking solves everything. No, your stance is what starts to solve problems. Your stance in yourself, your stance in your family, your stance in your community, your stance in your life is what starts to solve problems. Not an education. Oh, go to school. They got us believing in that shit. Oh, go to school. That's the thing. Go to school to fucking get programmed. That's what you go to school for. Go to school and get programmed. So yes, we're gonna push school because we want your dumb ass to be fully programmed and animated in what we need you to do. And that means, understand, school is not just teaching you about, how to be um, their robot, but it's teaching you also how to be disorderly. You want their jewelry, you want their money, you want the things that they make. So you're willing to steal, rob, lie, kill, create chaos. You're willing to break your families. You're willing to cheat on your wife. You're willing to have incest with your children. You're willing to have incest with other people's children. You are willing to do the most questionable things. You're willing to have sex with other men. You're willing to have sex with other women. You're willing to do so many questionable things that do not produce life. And then they're all connected and you see them as separate. Like, oh no, all that's separate. Or you one of those people go, I don't do that. I'm a good person. I'm a good Christian. I'm a good, Muslim. I don't live that kind of life. If you're standing in the midst of it and you're not doing anything, and especially if you're a man and you're in your manhood, you just bowing down to it all. You're not going to speak about it. You're not going to speak out about it. You're not going to take any action about it. You're not going to, what they have not taught you is your stance as a man. They've ripped that away from you. You don't even know what it is to be a man anymore. You think, looking good, fucking everything is to be a man. To be a man is to have control. Is to be able to govern yourself. I don't have to kill my brother because I got a problem with him. I don't have to rape my sister because she don't want to be with me. And then understand, they got the women making you beg, act like dogs. So the formula is set. The cast is set on both sides of your existence. And you think it's you. You think you talking. You think you saying, oh, what a woman brings to the table. You think you talking when you say, oh, a man ain't worth nothing, and you think you talking. You think you created all these systems that are in place. You think you created prisons. You think you created the corporate jobs. You think you created CEO positions. You think you created the banks. You think you created the money. This is all a maze, man. I'm going to bring this all the way back. This is all a maze. This is all a plantation. This is all control. And you teach your children into being controlled. From Christmas to Thanksgiving to Halloween to New Year's, to Valentine's Day, Easter. All these are levels of control, all of it. Easter Sunday. God ain't tell you. God ain't tap you. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I don't think God would. I think God would be like, yo, I gave them what I gave you. Which varies in each of us. Which is not the same in each of us. But it's all an ability. And they decided to take their ability and create a worldwide control. a world wide web, a worldwide net, a new world order. You name it, they're making it. And a lot of you are on your knees, either praying to God, saying, please do something different, or you got your head so far up the cannabis asshole you can't see straight, or you drinking out your ass where your fucking liver is screaming, please, no more. Or you got your pants down, thinking you can fuck every girl. Oh, especially, let me get down. Especially when it comes to white girls, because with white girls we got this cessationist, like, like, because they are in streams of power. They are the dominant society. And so when we think, when we have a white girl, we think, oh, I'm the master now. I'm the boss, and I got this big dick, and I'm gonna fucking slay her, and I'm gonna, make her just mine. Listen, man. At one time, you've been killed for being with a white girl, and when they decided that, you know what, we're gonna use that as a power move, they opened it up. Because understand, even pimping, you couldn't even be a pimp. You couldn't sell pussy. You would have got killed for that at one time. And they opened up the door. They said, okay, we're gonna let these niggas, just let them sell some pussy. What you couldn't do at one time, what you was in control of at one time, the land, they manipulated it, they opened up the door, they flipped it, they played you, and they played you for generations. And again, the few that have come along to question the genuality, the actuality, and the real and the truth, they're killing. They're chopping up their bodies. They're putting their bodies in acid. I mean, and I'm talking about globally. So a lot of you wake up scared, straight off the butthole. A lot of y'all wake up scared because in your DNA, in your being, you know what they've done. That's why when a cop is pulling you over, you feel it. It's there. It's in you. Ain't too many of us be like, oh, fuck this, I'm putting on the gas. They're gonna have to catch me. Fuck that. Ain't too many of you, when the cop, you out there, living your best thug life, you ain't just whipping out the hammers and pop, 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 pop. Fuck these cops. Nah. You running like llamas, like gazelle. You out. You be running. You ain't standing there having full battles with them. You choose to run. When we are watching our brutality, we prefer to record it. I mean, just question these behaviors. Just question what you're watching. We'll jump into their wars 1, 2, 3. We've fought in every war that they've ever had. And still have come back home to fuckery. (2022) Chinese have gotten a hate crime bill to protect them. Nobody in this country has faced what we have faced, from being cooked alive, from our children being cut from their mother's wombs, from lynching, from poisoning, from manipulation of hospitals, manipulation of businesses, them hunting and targeting us in every facet of operations. Like, there's no people who have faced what we faced, and there are people who will jump in front of a camera and say they had to face the horrors that we have. There are no people who face what we have because this is our land. You coming from another land. And I tell you this, all men of my hue, if you come from another country and you left your women and your children in the hands of your enemy, you fucked up. And see, this is another way they weaponize us. They use America as a beacon. They use Europe as a beacon. Because, listen, you'll find us there. You will find us there. You will find us here. And when you go back to your countries, you see your children are running around, no fathers, country is poor. Poor don't mean that you have to suffer. And what they got you thinking poor is, and what you thinking rich is under their terms. You have to be first willing to be able to break their hold of your mind every day. All right, people. It's been real. Thank you for your time. Allow the message to sink in. If you watch this video, you have any questions, please hit me, a message, put the message in. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. Because this is not a one-man show. This is a everybody show. And I know people say, everybody can't be saved. When I worked with kids, I never looked at them and be like, yo, they all can't be saved. I gave them all what I had. I never said, yo, this one right here, nah, he too fucked up. I believe that, the infiltration is one that is used on multiple levels. And I'm not saying, I know that there are people that, you just have to let them be, because if not, they'll fuck your life up too. That's facts. I mean, I'm saying you got to be able to recognize, you got to be able to have wisdom, you got to be able to use tactics, techniques, and strategies. You got to be able to move, on those planes. Because what they taught you, listen, when you watch a movie and the bad guy's caught, they teach you, if you kill him, you'll be just like them. You know why they teach you that? It's so when you catch them, you won't kill them. You'll let them live to come back and cut your throat another day. They created slums. They destroyed lands, all on purpose, for control. It's time for us to think smarter, more simpler, more accurate. It's time for us to start thinking with preservation of our lives and not just for the feel good. All right, people. Peace. Thank you for your time.